I'm scared. Do I need more blush? And if you're new here, let me just give you a refresher. The answer is what's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are doing a Will I Buy It? We are kicking off in the middle of July, my no buy July. I honestly think we could go all the way through August with a no buy. This happens every time I try and do a no buy. I'm so backlogged on other videos that I've already recorded and makeup that I've already ordered that I get halfway, three-quarters of the way through the no buy month and don't even know. But we are technically kicking it off today by talking about a bunch of brands that you guys have messaged me about, asking whether I was going to try them. They kind of jog your memory when you're watching one of my videos, something like that, and you'll private message me on Instagram, leave me a comment on one of my videos, what have you. And also some products that have come out from familiar brands that have definitely piqued my interest. And it's like lately, instead of just pulling the trigger on buying things, I've been adding them to this Will I Buy It list. And then I dug in, did a little bit of research on all of these new brands, new products, things like that. We're going to chat through all of them, and we're going to talk about whether I think that they are worth my money and whether they belong in my collection. That doesn't necessarily mean that they belong in your collection. It just means that I'm thinking about reviewing them for you guys, etc., or not, and why. So it's like a pre-haul, anti-haul, what's been coming out lately, etc. So let's go ahead and start the video. Yeah. Am I trying too hard with the head wrap and the hoop earrings? It's like, now I'm going to read your fortune. I don't know. I just, my hair is so dirty. I got really carried away doing my makeup. So let's go ahead and talk about some beauty that I am interested in. The first one being a brand called Subtle, Subtle, S-U-B-T-L. So the word subtle without an E. It is the stack of little screw together makeup things, tubs. It's like an exaggeration to call them a tub. They're so shallow and so cute and tiny. And then you pick out your custom colors for your skin, and I believe there is a concealer, a lip and cheek, a bronzer, a highlighter, and a powder, which I find interesting because so you would have to carry a brush around to apply powder. The idea being that it's very minimal, TSA friendly, and it's supposed to be the kind of makeup that, much like Westman Atelier or Kiara Wise, they are aiming to be your entire beauty routine. And I see these ads all the time. I've seen them so much, and when you see a bunch of ads on Instagram and social media, you tend to think that it's a big company. This is not a big company. I reached out to them because they are very conscious about their ingredients. They're very conscious about the quality of their formulas. They do a really good job of conveying that consciousness on their website, but they don't articulate whether or not their packaging is recyclable or biodegradable or anything like that. And so I just shot them an email. I was like, I'm curious, I want to know. And lo and behold, you guys, the founder of the company emailed me back, and she's answering CSR emails, and I was just like, whoa. She's like, we haven't been around very long at all. In fact, I'll read you her email. So her name is Rachel, and she's a delight. She says, thanks so much for reaching out. My name is Rachel. I'm the founder of Subtle Beauty, and I would be happy to answer any and all questions. Smiley face. Our current stacks are made of PS plastic, which can only be recycled through specific programs. You may or may not know this, but Subtle Beauty is a very small startup that just launched 7 months ago. That being said, the stacks that we have on the market today were produced in a very small quantity as a way for us to test our product in the market. Since people seem to be loving their stacks, we've already begun the process of designing version 2 so that we can run a full-scale production and order a large quantity of stacks to better meet customer demand. V2 will be made out of much more sustainable materials. I don't have my glasses on right now, that's why I'm struggling. The potential option for refills and some other exciting features that we can't reveal just yet. So while our current packaging isn't quite up to or even our own standards, we are working hard on producing a long-term design that we can all feel good about. So this is top of mind for them. It's very interesting because they don't necessarily market themselves as like clean beauty, conscious beauty, like right out of the gate. It's more convenience, minimalism. So that takes care of my question around packaging. I don't necessarily have those questions around all brands because I kind of know the answer most of the time, but a new brand like this, I was curious, and I'm satisfied with that answer. I understand that it's an insane overhead to start a beauty line, and it's a huge risk, and you never know whether your ideas are gonna take off, but while this initially struck me as a little bit gimmicky, I realized that there is substance here. So So the ingredients, like I said, look really good. Some of their stuff does have dimethicone in it. The powders are vegan, the creams are not because they contain lanolin alcohol, and they articulate very clearly on the website that that is because the vegan formulations sucked. They were like, they don't perform. They did the absolute best that they could under the circumstances, is my understanding. And it also includes an applicator, and they are between like $12 and like $15 or $16, I want to say, for each little tub of product, depending on what you're picking. I think that the highlighter is a little less expensive, etc. And so the takeaway, the verdict here is, honestly, despite all of my weird first impressions, I definitely want to try Subtle Beauty. I, you know, looking deeper into this, and I only looked deeper into it because you guys asked me to, so thank you. This is definitely a product line that I want to try and review on my channel, so look forward to that. The next, guys, is the new Herbivore. I'm reading this off of here because I don't think I'm going to be able to say this right if I'm not reading it directly off the screen. Bakuchiol retinol alternative. They're making a big deal about this. I'm getting a lot of emails about it. I'm seeing it a lot on social media, but I first ran across it on Sephora. And it is an herbivore serum, essentially, that is a bakuchiol, which apparently is supposed to behave like retinol, but none of the irritation that comes with retinol typically, like that's why I don't use it, is because it has contraindications with so many other active ingredients that my skin typically just freaks out, not because it's allergic to retinol, but because it tends to interact with other things that I use. And it also makes you super, super photosensitive. And that's just like, I live in Texas, I can't have that, you know? So this is supposed to not do those things while still giving you the same benefits of retinol, and it's pregnancy safe, which I've always been a little weirded out by something that's not safe to use during pregnancy. Like, then what's it doing to me the rest of the time? I don't know. I mean, yes, Caroline Hirons has this whole like video series, amazing, super informative stuff on retinol, and I know that retinol is incredibly beneficial, but if I can get it without the irritation, I'm going to do it, girl. So this sounds really, really appealing to me. First of all, serum-wise, you're getting an ounce of the serum, and it's $54, which is not nothing, but we all know how the prices of little serums in beautiful little glass bottles can just be sky high. And $54 is pretty middle of the road. Herbivore doesn't make crazy expensive products, but they also don't make really impressive products. I'm sorry. I mean, the Blue Tansy mask is beautiful. It does a good job, but you have to use it like every single day to get results because it's so gentle. Whereas Drunk Elephant, you know, I can use their baby facial like once every 2 weeks and be fine. And it's just less maintenance. So they're just coming at it from a different direction. I wouldn't be surprised if it was similar in this case, that this is not a particularly like crazy potent product. I do think that they range very widely in the ages that they want to offer their products to. And so young people don't need super strong active ingredients. Glossier doesn't put crazy strong active ingredients in most of their products. The solution is really strong. It's like too strong for me. But a lot of their serums and things like that are very gentle for multiple ages to be able to use them. That said, I do feel like I want to try this just to know. I want to know. You know, this is a brand new to me active ingredient, and while, like I said, Herbivore doesn't necessarily make the most like overnight results, shocking, night and day difference kind of products, it's a fairly low buy-in for my completely desensitized credit card, okay? I mean, I'm always just like, I don't know, put it in the bag. Usually I just like look at the total and I'm like, can I stomach that right now? Yeah, sure, tax deduction, order. Yeah, $54 isn't that crazy if it does work, and I'm willing to be a little more patient with the results because it's not a mask, it's just something that I just put on my face, not a big deal. And it is for dry skin. It's supposed to be for people who are prone to like slow cell turnover and dry spots and things kind of wrinkling prematurely, fine lines, things like that, due to over dry skin, which is like, it's me. And I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. God bless you all with your oily skin. I know it has its inconveniences, but it definitely makes you age more slowly. And for me, I'm just constantly fighting the fine lines. I feel like if I frown for too long, if I make an expression for too long, my face remembers. And so I will take any opportunity to fade some fine lines, and I think that this is really cool. I want to try it. Okay, next. I just want to preface this by saying this is not a new topic on my channel. I just want to open a new conversation about it with the information that we have now on my channel. I feel like if you've been watching for a while or even watching lately, we've arrived at a lot of really good conclusions about what the clean beauty industry is really doing, what the clean beauty industry means when they say clean, or natural, or botanical, or non-toxic, or organic, or what have you. They all have different meanings, but those meanings are still a little bit open to interpretation, with the exception of the word organic, which I believe has to be certified. Anyway, we're gonna talk about milk makeup. I know. This is so controversial because first, I talked about milk in my 15 clean brands I want to try before we even started this year. And I had so many people come for me and be like, milk is not a clean brand. And I was just like, whoa. They have an SEO page built out within their website that talks about them being a clean brand and them self-identifying as a clean brand. That said, they do have some fragrances in their products, which I don't understand. They have some emulsifiers that some people find offensive. And Sephora doesn't seem to think that they're a clean brand. I have a hunch, by the way, that there is like a tariff that's being paid by certain brands to be called clean at Sephora. Like, I honestly think that there could be products in particular lines that could be called clean, but in order to be called an entirely clean brand, yes, you have to adhere to their kind of like, I feel like kind of loosey-goosey standards. And then honestly, I feel like maybe those people are paying to be on there. I don't know. I have absolutely no information to back that up. Zero. I'm completely conspiracy theorizing. But the older I get and the more indoctrinated in the marketing industry I get from both sides, I just realize how many ways that money can be changing hands, and I bet you Sephora is charging them a little bit to be called clean at Sephora. I would be willing to bet. I think something's living in my attic. I went up there a little bit ago, and that's why I'm a little bit balmy right now, but like, I didn't see anything. I walked up there and I clapped my hands a couple of times, but nothing stirred, nothing rustled, but it sounds like someone's walking above me, and I'm on the top floor, so maybe my brand new house is haunted. I don't know. Maybe I'll start making those videos. Oh my house is haunted, story time. God. So here are a couple of things about milk makeup. One, you guys message me about it all the time. That's the thing that keeps bringing this up. It's not that I am like, I'm still real hung up on that brand and I really want to know. It's that you guys ask me all the time. And honestly, my response is always, I tried the foundation, I tried the concealer, they were so unimpressive that I returned them without even reviewing them, and I hated them. The other stuff, the little sticks and whatnot, I think they're really gimmicky, and I think they're overpriced. However, where I have landed on milk makeup is convince me. Tell me what is worth spending my money on, influence me, and maybe I'll review it on my channel, but the foundation and the concealer don't have a dry down. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Having reviewed dozens of foundations on my channel, I cannot tolerate a foundation that doesn't dry down on its own. I mean, it was mucky and gross. Maybe I got a bad one. I don't know, but it was nasty and I didn't like it. Anyway, convince me if milk makeup needs to be on this channel for some freaking reason. Let me know. We'll do it. Just, at this point, whatever. But no, it has not been reviewed on my channel as of yet for the reasons I just articulated. Let's talk about Aether Beauty. Yes, we have already talked about it. Where are they? I unloaded everything on my desk so that I can make room for 2 computers. So it's over there somewhere. I have the Rose Quartz and the Crystal Grid palettes, both sent to me by the brand. And I have been talking to you guys in the comments of that video and on Instagram and things like that. You guys are like, are you going to buy the Summer Solstice palette? We don't do a lot of eyeshadow palettes on my channel anymore, and we pick and choose really carefully the ones that we're going to do. And I love Aether because A, their formula is so much like Urban Decay, which is my favorite formula. It's perfect, beginner friendly, but still exciting, really creamy, really easy to use. And they also have waste-free packaging. You know, it's all completely recyclable. And so, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, you know, you put out great products, like, yes, I want to review them. So yes, I was planning on buying this palette and reviewing it on my channel. However, they hit 20,000 followers the other day on Instagram. I congratulated Tyla on it, and she wrote me back and was like, by the way, I'm sending you the Summer Solstice palette, because she didn't have her hands on one. We talked about this in a previous video, but she literally had Sephora buy every single one that she had. And so she didn't have one in her hands to send to me. And she told me that she would buy me one from Sephora. And I was like, don't do that. I'll buy my own. Like, you don't have to do that. But she told me that she's already sent me one now that's not from Sephora. Like, they had a new pressing of them, or a new manufacturing round of them. And so, yes, I'm super, super excited. I think that I'm going to do like a clean glam get ready with me, like a full face clean glam. We do so many natural faces of makeup on my channel, and I still want it to look natural. We'll probably like draw freckles on the way that I have today and stuff like that, do a couple of fun little beauty hacks to make sure that even a full snatched, what's the word I'm looking for, like a very polished face of makeup will look good in person, not look like YouTube makeup, you know, not look like really bizarre with someone standing right here, not camera makeup, but to do kind of like event level, like a really nice eye look and stuff like that, without being completely over the top, but just be a little bit more fancy. Anyway, yes, Tyla is a one-woman show. I don't know if people realize that about a lot of these brands, especially when they get picked up by Sephora. We all assume that they're these just like conglomerate brands. Tyla is a one-woman show doing Aether Beauty, and so like, I'm gonna do anything I can to try and turn people on to what a phenomenal product that is. And so I'm super excited to get my hands on it. So thank you, Tyla. Thank you for all that you do. So the next product is from a brand that I haven't tried yet, and I see them all the time, but they feel a lot like Herbivore to me in the sense of having recyclable packaging and being very conscious of their ingredients and having just very like botanical, like, I don't know, it's youth to the people. And they have, you know, always kind of been in my periphery. They did the whole campaign where they put like, I think $50,000 towards like a gay rights initiative or something during Pride Month. I totally understand pride washing, like that it sucks, but you know, I looked into them before I even wanted to talk about this product, and I was like, okay, I mean, you know, $50,000, that's not nothing. It's not evil what they were doing. So the product that I want to try is the kombucha toner. It is a glycolic and lactic acid toner. I have pretty much taken Good Genes out of my routine because of the lemongrass that was in it. It was just irritating my skin. I had done all those peels from Goop, and my skin, my moisture barrier was just really in disrepair. And when I started kind of reintegrating Good Genes, my face just didn't tolerate it very well. However, I have started using the vitamin C again. I'm gonna do a whole video of best and worst vitamin C's because I actually have some thoughts. It's so rare that I get such firm thoughts on skincare, because usually it's like, do you really know? You know, but it's like, no, I know. Okay, I know what works and what doesn't with my vitamin C, and I think that I'm going to make a video on that. If you guys are interested, let me know. Anyway, this toner is super interesting to me, A, because I've never used a toner before. I've never used a toner before. It's like, you know, you look at like the K-beauty blog posts where they're like, you know, this is your 10-step skincare routine if you really want to wake up feeling gorgeous every day or whatever. And toner is always, like, they also talk about essences and essences. Like, is a toner the same as an essence? I don't know. I just know that if I spend too long in the bathroom, I'll start picking my face. And so it has to be quick. All of these things have to be quick, okay? Like, I don't want this big, bulky skincare routine, which is a hilarious thing to say knowing my skincare routine videos, because I did used to do 4 masks, 3 masks, like every single night. And it just got to where I would just end up picking more because I was spending too much time in the bathroom, and I just know myself. So I've had to really pare down. And so a toner sounds appealing. It sounds appealing because it's fast. It's not something where I'm sitting there like massaging something into my skin and feeling all the little imperfections in my chin and then getting really, really close to the mirror. It's just something I can kind of splash on. Sometimes, honestly, guys, for my pickers out there, some advice: do your skincare without a mirror. Walk around while you're rubbing your moisturizer on and stuff like that. Just kind of like walk around, talk to whoever you live with, your cat, whatever, watch TV. That said, the other thing that's happening is, Good Molecules reached out to me. I'm not like, it sounds like I'm about to announce a sponsored video. That's not what I'm doing. They reached out to me and they were like, hey, Khaki, we know that you loved our previous products, which I did. And they want to send me their new makeup cleansing balm and their toner. And I'm like, I said yes, of course, because of course. So I think I'm going to go for that one first. I'm going to go for the Good Molecules first. That would be my first toner. That would be my foray into the toner world, and we will see how I feel. I don't know if you can use 2 toners. Maybe you can use 2 toners. I don't know. But I do want to try it eventually, and I definitely want to try something from this brand. So if you guys have used anything from Youth to the People that you would highly recommend, let me know. Let me know. There is someone in my attic. There's someone in my attic. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I went up there and it's just Christmas decorations, a giant air conditioning unit, and fiberglass insulation. But like, it sounds like there's a man walking around upstairs, and I don't like it. I don't know what to do about it. Get out of my house! Oh my god. I'm smiling, but I'm scared. So, next is a very exciting release that was honestly one of the hardest things to resist. It was actually one where I had my cart full and I was like, oh wait, I'm on a no buy. I can't do that. And it is the new RMS powder blushes. You guys, I love, where is she? Boy, how many times, drink every time I say, I love, where is she? Here she is. I love the RMS powder formula so much. They were introduced to me very much as like a cream brand, and I like their creams. I think they're fine. They're low heat, they're a little crayon-y, they're a little weird to me. I like them, they're not my favorite. This formula, this is the bronzer that I use. This is the luminizing powder in Scarlet Peach. This formula is so unbelievable. I would only hope that their blushes are that luxurious and a pleasure to use now that they exist. Now, the difficult thing here is to decide, A, what color do I buy? I think I might need them all. But also, they came out with a palette that's got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter in it. I don't own one of their highlighters yet, like a powder highlighter, but I do already own a bronzer from them, so it's like, what do you think I should do? What do you guys think I should do? I will probably ultimately end up getting all of them, but I think I'm leaning more towards the blush, so help me decide which shade to try. Because whenever something like this comes out, where it's like this perfect confluence of I love the brand, I love the formula, I tend to ask myself, do I need more blush? And if you're new here, let me just give you a refresher. The answer is always yes. We always need more blush. I always need more blush. I can look at any blush color and be like, I do not own that blush yet. I can justify buying that blush. There's just always room for more blush in my life, so. That is why I sell merch that says more blush on it. Not just because we need more blush on our faces, because we do. I still need more blush on my face right now. That's how I feel. But also I need more blush in my collection. I feel like blush is underappreciated, and it is my favorite thing, and I will be buying probably all of them at some point. I wish it was a palette. Ooh, I wish it was a palette, like, of all the blushes. A girl can dream. Oh, let's talk about a little hot button topic here that a lot of you guys have been asking me about, called Lululemon SelfCare. I'm a little annoyed that they called it self-care. That's not yours. It's not yours to take. It's like when Mitt Romney said, clear eyes, full heart, can't lose. And the guy was like, don't say that, okay? You can't use that. That's not okay. I don't like that they called it self-care, but I do think that it's cool that it exists. I should clarify what it is if you haven't heard of it. So Lululemon SelfCare is deodorants, a moisturizer, and a dry shampoo, I believe, is the extent of it so far. It's like kind of a soft launch, I want to say. And it feels a little bit random, all right? It feels a little bit random until you think about it as a unisex line. Because men are not necessarily going to go searching the internet for personal care items that they're going to use like post-gym and things like that. These are, I think, TSA friendly for the most part. Like, they sell large sizes, but they sell TSA friendly small sizes too. And they're just meant to be very straightforward, which I appreciate. I appreciate that they went with clean ingredients. The brand itself, they don't talk necessarily about the packaging being recyclable for those specific products, but they are extremely conscious. Lululemon is extremely conscious of the competition out there and how conscious their consumers are of manufacturing practices. And so they try and be really transparent about it. And I assume that that's a priority for them as far as recyclability and things like that, but they don't make mention of it on their website. Just have to articulate that. I just think that it's cool that, you know, if a person, man, woman, whoever, is not necessarily in like a cosmetics shopping kind of mode, but they also aren't at Costco buying like a vat of lotion, you know, that they're at Lululemon and they're just, you know, picking up a new pair of sweat wicking yoga pants, that they're just like, oh, that's neat, I can pick this up. And they're between $12 and like $16, $18 for most of them. And then the moisturizer is like $28 to $48, which is kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot, but they're not just throwaway products. They are probiotic, prebiotic products, which is cool. It is very much in the same vein as Mother Dirt to me, because they are taking into consideration that this is meant to work with someone who is sweating a lot. As a family, me and Mike, we're very athletic. And I can tell you, a lot of really weird things come from that, okay? Funguses, fungi? Do you call it fungi when it's on your body? Funguses, these stinky things, vaginal problems, like all kinds of weird stuff happens when your body stays wet for too long. All of those things have ways of doing very disturbing things when left unchecked. And I just appreciate that they took into consideration without, you know, emblazoning it on the front of their labels being like, this is prebiotic, probiotic. They're just like, yo, this is like biome friendly. This is going to try and keep all of those weird, nasty things from happening. So there's some intelligence built into it. Very clean ingredients, they claim. There is some fragrance, but I think that it is natural fragrance. And like I said, you know, as far as Lululemon's concerned, this is definitely not like a low-end, like, bargain company, but it does bear the same kind of, I think, you know, a relationship of you know, getting what you pay for that the rest of their product line carries. You know, I have never had a Lululemon product that I've thrown away. Like, I had to think about it for a second, but I have a lot of Lululemon items that I've had for 10 years. And I do feel like they put the kind of thought and energy into putting out a body care line and few products, not some kind of like crazy range, because they put a lot of thought and care into it. That said, do I need this? No, because I have Mother Dirt. Period. Mother Dirt is just, if you don't know, if you haven't been on my channel for very long, Mother Dirt is the AO Plus Mist specifically. They have a full line of products that are biome friendly, like won't screw with your microbiome, but the AO Plus Mist actually carries live bacteria that are prebiotic, probiotic, that are going to help foster happy, what I like to call kumbaya feelings between the bacteria on your face. Keeps me from getting those like weird bacterial breakouts around like my mouth and things like that, where I touch my face or my lip gloss might get there or what have you while I'm sleeping, who knows. But it makes such a huge difference, especially as I'm kind of like low-key sweating all the time in the summer. It just does the trick. You can use it on your hoo-ha, you can use it under your arms, you can use it on your face, and it does something beneficial everywhere that you put it to get rid of stink, to keep fungus at bay, to keep acne at bay, all those weird, stinky, gross things that can happen when you let wet things stay unchecked. Mother Dirt just does the trick for me there. It's very expensive, but it's only one product and I can use it everywhere. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna talk about 2 brands at a time here. This is gonna be sort of, you know, the same idea because you'll see. One is Gressa, and the other one is Crop Naturals. These are product lines that have been either or both marketed to me because of my interests and my buying patterns and my shopping habits online. And also you guys have either left me comments on one of my videos asking about it, or you have sent me something on Instagram asking me if I would try them. I have talked about this a lot. In the clean beauty industry, I have had to make this like kind of strange delineation, this like arbitrary delineation where there are 2 camps essentially. There's like the EWG camp that's basically thinks that the best things come from essential oils. And then there's the other side, which I call like the safe synthetic side, that is hey, you know, some of these things have been created in order to not be as evil as some of the silicones and things like that we know are bad for our skin. They're not necessarily like 150% tested for the last 100 years, but they are safer than what we were using, and they're going to make your products perform. That said, if I have to pick a side, which I'm not for or against specifically either side 100%, I would pick the safe synthetic side based on my skin, based on how my skin reacts to different products. Now, when we talk about like chemical sunscreens, my body does not love chemical sunscreens. Like those are some of the like safe synthetics that my body does, my face super hates. But when it comes to essential oils, my face and my back and my neck freak the heck out. That's not all of them, but I'm not gonna sit here and use myself as a guinea pig to figure out which ones are bad and which ones are good. I just know that when I use things that have a bunch, like a lot, like you can smell it, essential oils in them, I get cystic acne, like on my neck and on my back. And I am not about to put that stuff on my face and just ask for that on my face. And that said, when I looked into the ingredients on the Gressa foundation and the Crop Naturals foundation, you guys, they're almost entirely essential oils, and I'm just not gonna do it. On top of that, the Gressa foundation is $62. The Crop Naturals is $56. Non-toxic seems to be the term that most companies and, I don't know, blogs and just the general community associates with essential oils. It's like when you say something's non-toxic, they're saying it doesn't have safe synthetics in it, it doesn't have any synthetics in it. And so it's not gonna have dimethicone, it's not gonna have any stabilizers, it's not gonna have any kind of things that are going to keep it super duper like shelf stable that have been like created in a lab, like your things that end in one and ioxide and things like that. But they're going to be chock full of these essential oils, which honestly, again, I'm not personally have nothing against essential oils. I use them in my diffusers. I like the way that they smell. I don't really like putting them in large amounts on my skin. And so for those of you who've been asking about both Crop Naturals and Gressa, and there are a few other lines like this, those of you who've been asking about that kind of stuff, I'm just not gonna do it. Mainly just because I need my skin to be clear so that I can keep trying other makeup and keep making videos for you guys. And I just know that that stuff's gonna break me out. I stopped using the body oil from Mother Dirt that had a whole bunch of lemongrass in it. I stopped using the body wash from Faulane that had a bunch of lemongrass in it. And I stopped using the Necessaire body wash. I stopped using all of those. I finally used them all up, and I was just using the Mother Dirt body wash, which does not have any essential oils in it. It was just their body oil that did. And actually now I've moved on to the Fleur body wash. You guys, with the help of the Paula's Choice clear spray, my back's clear. I don't have zits anymore. So, I don't know. The proof is kind of in the pudding. I don't want to take a hardline stance against essential oils, but my skin is taking a hardline stance against essential oils. And they are in a lot of things that I use still. I'm not going to say I'm never going to use something with an essential oil in it. I'm just saying I stopped using those things, specifically the lemongrass, and I stopped breaking out, so. I don't know. Okay, so let's end on a happy note here, because sometimes I do these things and they end on like an anti-haul note, and I'm just kind of like, hope you enjoyed it. No, we're gonna end on a good one here. So a lot of you guys honestly, over like years of my channel have messaged me about a brand called Root Pretty. They are now just, I think rebranding as Root. And I finally checked them out. You guys, I don't wanna say like, yeah, I'm so popular, but between the things that I look for, the things that I get emailed about, and the things that I get offered, and then also the things that you guys message me about in my comments and on Instagram and things like that, I'm very inundated with different product lines at any given time. Like there's a lot of stuff where I'm just like, oh God, I need to write that down. I have lists everywhere, just everywhere, all over my phone, all over everything. This one finally came up after so much time, and I was like, I never even went to their website. I never even like got a mental image for this brand. And so I went to the website for Root Pretty. You guys, they are everything. I mean, first of all, they're super like mineral powdery and things like that. They don't have a bunch of essential oils in their foundations, but they do have a lot of botanicals. So it's not super safe synthetic, all these unrecognizable, unpronounceable chemical names, but it also doesn't have essential oils in it, at least not the foundation that I was looking at. When I'm reviewing this many things, I can't, dig deep on every single thing, so correct me if I'm wrong. But when I was like Googling all the different ingredients in their foundation, it had like rosemary extract, but that's not the same thing as rosemary essential oil. It had carrier oils in it and things like that, and really, really great pigments in it, and some really like jojoba oil, which I love, but it has a bunch of really good things that are for people who have like sensitivities and are prone to dryness or prone to imbalance and things like that. It has a lot of skincare in it, and the prices are amazing. They're under $25 for the most part. The foundation is like $22, and it's got all of these benefits to it. And that's not all, folks, okay? They also have either recyclable packaging, or they will take your package back and they will recycle it, or completely reusable packaging, and they do refills. And did I mention they take back your products? And like when they're empty, you can send the packaging back to them and they will recycle it for you. Why did I not know about this? This is so smart. And then they also do naked packaging, which Glossier has started doing recently, where you can do like minimal packaging so that they don't send you all the stickers and all the giga. Like if you're like me and you have probably 40 of those little bubble wrap packs sitting somewhere, it's just like I just don't need them all, then it's just so nice to have that option to not get all the extra stuff in your packaging, especially when you're receiving as many packages as I receive. It's peace of mind knowing that it's just like very, very simple. You guys, their products are really, really pretty. They're very interesting. I thought it was a K-beauty brand because of just the way that the website is set up and the way that the packaging looks, because it's very cute, but it's all made in America. So not that there's anything wrong with K-beauty. That's not my point. My point is, it's just hitting all the marks. Like, why have I not done this? And honestly, some of you guys might be like, oh my God, I tried it, it's terrible khaki, blah, blah, blah. But like, you know what? At under $25 a pop, it's a pretty low risk buy-in. I'm definitely going to be trying this Root Pretty brand and reviewing them for you guys. And I'm sorry that it's taken me this long to find this brand, because they are really cool. And I know a lot of you guys have asked me to review them, so I'm sorry. I'm just one girl just trying to make videos on the internet. Yeah, I've been recording for a long time. I think that will probably do it for today's video. If you guys have thoughts, which I know that you do, on the products that I have mentioned today, leave them down below. I would love to know your thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts. Like if you think that I was wrong for some reason, or if you think that I left something out for some reason, or if my information's wrong. We all love learning together. Always make sure and read the comments on my videos and stuff too, because a lot of times I will get stuff wrong, and some really smart people will sound off in the comments, and I'll pin their comments and be like, yo, read the correction, because like, I just say stuff sometimes that I think is true, and it's like chemical names and things like that I'm not a chemist. I'm trying, but I'm not a chemist. So anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, and you like clean beauty, and you like hanging out with a long-winded queen, then go ahead and hit the button down below and subscribe. I would absolutely love it if you did. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for watching today. I love you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. And bye.